hear me now? Can you hear? Oh, I didn't notice you out there, but I'm glad to see you're listening. The network coverage here in Shiloh Temple neighborhood has been downright spotty lately. Makes me wonder if the synagogue mice have been chewing their antenna cables. Can you hear me now?
The messages sometimes are easy to hear. God's voice will get every listen.
It had been almost 200 years since the people of Israel escaped from slavery in Egypt. As the years passed, they settled comfortably into the land of Canaan, became preoccupied with their own interests, and gradually forgot who they were as God's people. It was a time when the people did whatever they wanted. The Shiloh Synagogue was no exception. There, 2 temple priests, Hophni and Phinehas, used their position of authority to steal from the congregation and mistreat women.
Well, I wonder how many of these sacrificial lambs will end up on the altar,
And how many will end up on the supper table of those 2 fat weasels, Hophni and Phinehas?
I heard that their father Eli gave them a good talking to last week.
That blind old geezer? No. They just laugh in his face. They've got their filthy little paws all over the altar of the Lord. I think I just might put a mouse trap inside my next sacrifice. Squirrel trap.
These 2 stinkers embodied the sorry state of affairs in Israel. God rarely spoke to people anymore and did not appear to them in dreams very often. But a very sad and very determined woman named Hannah was about to set the stage for a drastic change.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I heard it through the grapevine. Change is gonna come. I heard it through the grapevine. Change is gonna come. Man, really? I heard it through the grapevine. Here in Egypt, change is gonna come. Here in Canaan, change is gonna come. I guess I heard it through the grapevine. 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 I heard it through the grapevine.
There was a man named Elkanah in the town of Shiloh who had 2 wives, Hannah and Peninnah. Now, why any man would want 2 wives is beyond me. 1 wife is more than enough to try to understand. Peninnah had lots of children. Peninnah had more children than the old woman who lived in a shoe.
Oy vey, such a pain in the lower back I'm having. But I carry my burden with joy for you, Elkanah, my darling. There you are, Elkanah. I just returned from a fertility clinic. The doctor said I have no chance of ever having children. Well, Hannah, at least our family will have my children. That should comfort you. Open and I'll put a sack in it. Can't you see that this is upsetting for Hannah? Why don't you go clean something and give that lovely voice of yours a nice long rest? Messages sometimes are easy to hear. God's voice will get through if we listen.
But Hannah was like a dog on a bone. In her anguish, she went to the temple. Yes, the very temple where Eli and his two worthless sons presided. And she got down on her knees and began to pray, begging God for a son, badgering and bartering with the Almighty.
Lord, look upon my misery. Without a son, I have no future. If you give me a son, I'll give him back to you.
Eli, hearing the ruckus, assumed that Hannah was either drunk or delusional.
Here now, madam, this is no way to behave. How dare you come into the temple drunk? Put your bottle away and straighten up.
Drunk? I'm not drunk. I'm just a miserable woman pouring out her soul to God.
Go in peace then, and may God grant you what you have asked him for.
The messages sometimes are easy to hear. God's voice will get through if we listen.
And sure enough, 9 months later, Hannah gave birth to a son named Samuel. And just as she promised, while Samuel was still a young boy, Hannah took him to the temple, where he became Eli's right-hand man.
Did you hear? Hannah gave birth to a son. Score one for the mature woman. Well, I heard it all started with a cheap bottle of wine at the synagogue.
Well, at least someone besides Peninnah is finally carrying her burden with joy for Elkanah.
But what's this I hear? She's offering Samuel to the priesthood as soon as he's old enough?
Just imagine dropping your only son into that den of thieves.
And no one there to protect him but that daughter-in-law fool Eli. And his boy will be called to the word of the Lord. Samuel, Samuel, Samuel. And he will hear God's call, and he'll live for a soul. Samuel, Samuel, Samuel. He will hear God's call. He will hear God's call. Samuel, Samuel, Samuel.
And so it was that 12-year-old Samuel went to sleep one night in his usual place beside the sacred chest in the temple. It was late. It was dark. The only light came from a single candle, high up in the temple ceiling. Suddenly, Samuel heard a voice. Here I am. What do you want?
I didn't call you. Go back to bed.
Messages sometimes are easy to hear. God's voice will get through if we listen.
Over and over again, the voice called out to Samuel. And only when the Lord called out to Samuel a third time did Eli realize who it was. Can you hear me now? And he told Samuel to say,
I'm listening, Lord. What do you want me to do?
It wasn't a happy message that God sent that night. And Samuel wasn't eager to share it with Eli since it spelled disaster for Eli's wicked sons. But share it he did. And Eli, sensing the winds of change swirling about him, wisely accepted God's will because he knew God's